Hey everybody, welcome back. I just wanted to do a short video today about strumming and rhythm. Some of you have asked me, and I've seen you personally ask about how do you know which direction to strum, that kind of thing. Because we've all heard it with ourselves or with other people. Somebody's playing just sounds robotic or off or something. It's like, they just don't have the rhythm, right? They don't. But usually what the case is they're just not sure which direction to strum and when is the right time to do so. So let's just play some regular open chords for this example. I'm going to take a C over G. You can just play a regular C for this. I like to play my C with a G in the bass. So you can play that one with me. I just go third, fourth, second, skip the string, first finger, open string. That way I can just strum all of the strings of the guitar and not have to worry about muting anything. So the first step to getting good at rhythm would just be to have a metronome. It's a little box that clicks for you, or on your computer, Logic or Pro Tools, you can just turn a click on. And there's plenty of apps too. To something kind of a moderate tempo, about, if you're a beginner, 60 to 80, somewhere in there is usually fine. And if that's hard, I've even had people start at 40 before. That's really slow. Sometimes the slower you get, the more spread out the beats are, that can actually end up being harder. So you want to find something that's doable, but also just slow enough. What you would start doing, I don't have a metronome on with me right now, but what we would do is, if we had our tempo somewhere in there, I'd start tapping my foot to that beat is the first step. Now you might think, well, why would I need to tap to that? It's so simple. I don't need to. Well, the point is, the sooner you start tapping along while it's easy, when later on and it gets complicated or more syncopated with your right hand, your foot will be used to tapping just the downbeat instead of trying to copy whatever you're doing with your other hand. So start tapping right away and be kind of religious about it. The more you tap your foot to a metronome, the more your foot's going to act like a metronome when it's not around. So start playing exactly with the click and your foot tapping, just downbeats. Now those are called quarter notes, and we'd count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the first step, and honestly you could do that. Even advanced guitarists I've known have told me that they wish they would have even practiced that more. I knew a guy who got an audition with one of his idols to play as his second guitarist, and he had learned all of his solos and reharmonized all his solos and done all this crazy technical stuff, and the reason he said he didn't get the gig was because the guy wanted him to be able to play what I was just playing basically better in time. And so sometimes it's the simple things that we overlook with our technical kind of prowess and, flashy stuff. But we forget that, honestly, most of the time I get hired to do things, it's to go in the studio and play something with all the notes ringing out and to play it in time. And it's something a lot of times that seem really simple, but they're actually hard. That's not easy to do, to go under a bunch of microphones and make that sound good every time and play it in time. So I can't stress enough how important the rhythm guitar aspect is to a good guitarist's career and his playing, his performance, everything like that. A lot of times the most entertaining people, we don't realize as we're watching them why that's so gripping. I mean, they're into it, mind, body, and soul, but also you're just feeling this sense of, I understand that that's in time. That's a nice rhythm. It's, we all understand rhythm. We have a heartbeat. We walk in time, all those kinds of things. So if we start with that in the fundamental, we're off to a good start. And the rule of thumb is, if it's a downbeat, it's a down strum. What's a downbeat? That's those strong beats that I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll always be down. Now notice, as every time my foot goes down, it also has to come up to go back down. Those are the up beats. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. and in 4/4 time, which is the most common time that we all use, the notes would be as eighth notes, which is twice as many as the quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So that is eighth notes, and it sounds like this, and that's where you start involving the upstrum. If I did a whole measure straight of eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so there are songs that use all those beats. I remember a Tom Petty song. Here Comes That Feeling, something along those lines. I thought that was cool that he decided to use every eighth note in the strum as kind of like a, almost feels like a shaker kind of effect. The guitar is a very percussive instrument, and a lot of that has to do with that side of things, as we're kind of, you know, doing the jingle jangle thing like a tambourine or a shaker would do. Now, oftentimes, I've shown you an example where Tom Petty did use the full eighth note strum, but a lot of times you don't want to use all of that because it can become kind of monotonous. Okay, so if I'm back to my C over G chord, I can start to pick and choose which eighth notes that I let in. So I still have all my downbeats, 2 measures of just downbeats. Now I'm going to add in some eighth notes. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. So there's one. Show that beneath there. 1 and 2, 3, 4. That'd look like down, up, down, down, down. Now let's play around with moving that eighth note to other places. So maybe I go 1, 2, and 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down. Now you can see if I just keep moving that around, or maybe have it 2 places. Down, up, down, down, up, down. Or 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Then I can start to have more of an improvised strum. A lot of people, when they bring me songs to learn from their favorite records, they'll be wondering like, well, what's the strum pattern? A lot of times there isn't a set strum pattern to a song. There are these parameters, which are measures, and a guitarist gets mic'd up in the studio and plays along how he sees fit. Now, once in a while, there'll be a really specific strum in a song, like I showed you in that Tom Petty song. I had someone bring me a Jack Johnson song recently. He's doing that the entire song. So that song has a specific strum pattern that you could learn or teach. But a lot of times, you're just kind of choosing what fits in the parameters of your tempo and the feel of the song. You know, is it straight, is it swung, blah, 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 that kind of thing. So, back to this. Now I'm gonna play you a few bars where I just decide to, let's say 4 bars where I'm just gonna strum how I see fit. Here's the tempo. Always count yourself in. Okay, so what that's teaching me as I'm improvising is that I know which direction that I'm going based on the beat that I'm on, okay? Meaning down beat is always a down strum, up beat is always an up strum. All right, that's where I'm gonna end it for today. We obviously can get way more complicated, as in some of those other strums that are more syncopated like you saw me playing, or, you know, funk, that kind of stuff. We'll get to that in a later lesson for some of you more advanced folks. Thank you for subscribing and watching every week. We've really enjoyed having your comments. Also hit the notification bell so you can see every new video that we put up. We'll see you next Friday. Thank you guys so much. Bye.